With the fourth pick, the New York Giants select
What's up?
Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle, Georgia, 6'5", 315 pounds.
So there it is, the safe one. Andrew Thomas, like we said, very competitive. He is a really good player, guys. He played in a really basic run offense, and yet it was a pro-style offense. So he did have those pass sets. He played in a two-point stance and a three-point stance. Did not miss a game in college.
In 4 years.
This guy is as steady Eddie as you can get and a really good player.
Great locker room guy. Great leader down there.
And protection for Daniel Jones.
And that's the thing. Look, there was word at the Combine, right? People are going, are they going to move on from Daniel Jones? What? What are you talking about? They're not going to move on from Daniel Jones. People were trying to, and that was, again, the Giants just trying to get trade talk to get people to think all about the Combine. And maybe that they can go after a guy like Tua Herbert, which I don't think anybody ever bought into. But they were trying to get people to try to trade up for a quarterback. They thought they can get Andrew Thomas down a few spots down, so they were trying to trade with a team like the Chargers, hoping to pick up Thomas a little bit later.
And that's where the quarterbacks come into play, right, Peter? Yep. Because the whole trade was based upon whether the Chargers felt like they needed to trade up for a quarterback,
or the Dolphins. Go ahead, Peter.
Look, I could sound like you guys are, and it's a sound pick, and he's clean and all that stuff. Andrew Thomas, no one had Andrew Thomas going fourth to the Giants a week ago, and there's 4 different great offensive tackles. Could the Giants not trade back a little bit? Like, I got to be critical at this point.
Sure.
Could they have not found a suitor to move up, and then they still get one of these other guys? And I guess, look, maybe I'm looking for a big splash, or I was looking for – it just felt like this was one of those where they were trying to trade.
That's a Giants pick. This is a the whole time, this is typical. It's a Giants pick.
I thought the same thing last year. Remember how critical I was? By the way, I swore, Peter, you know why I didn't do it? I swore I wouldn't criticize the Giants after last year.
You know what, guys? I'm not going to criticize his pick. And again, I do know they're trying to trade, so I'm not going to criticize the pick. I know right now everybody in Giants land's going, what? But I will tell you this. This past week, and it started on Monday, I had a team tell me, this is how we rank him. Andrew Thomas won, and then boom, boom, boom. And then it just, man, he flew up teams' draft boards this past week. And believe it or not, folks, this is when teams really start to solidify their draft boards. So you've got 365 days or 350-something days beforehand. They don't really start setting guys until now, until this past week. And that's why I sit back there and, I don't ask for teams' boards until Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, yesterday. I don't bother the week before or a month before because I know how much it's going to change. So what happens is that everybody out there starts hearing these names a month early, but the truth is those boards aren't set a month early. They're set a few days out.
Well, go ahead. Yeah.
I would say this. I was under I felt like I had a pretty good grip on this, and I was told as of yesterday, not from the Giants, but from people who know, wills or worse, and they go with Thomas. So what does that tell me? Joe Judge and Gettleman kept this close to the vest, and a lot of times that is what you want to come out of the draft, that no one had this pick, especially in the New York market where there's 11 beat reporters covering this. Right. No one had Andrew Thomas slated to them at 4, and to that, whatever you want to call it, you got to give a tip of the cap that nothing leaked out of that building. It seems like they're pretty unified.
I had on their board, I had Wirfs and Thomas, them going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, them pulling Becton out, and Wills up there also. But I had Wirfs and Thomas there as 1 and 2, and that they were going back and forth on.
I mean, I will say, to your point, Peter, I think that what you have is, whether they're good picks or not, in back-to-back drafts, the perception that the Giants selected a player before they should have, right? Like they could have traded or waited to get both of the players, like a Daniel Jones last year, who they selected a little higher than we thought they would, and now Andrew Thomas. But that's not for sure. And listen, if it works out, then it works out. And if he's going to be blocking for Daniel Jones and Daniel Jones wins a Super Bowl, then who cares?
For the best NFL coverage anywhere on the internet, follow NFL on Fox, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.